What I'm about to say may strike a nerve. And if it does, that's okay. If anything, that's what I want to do. Have you ever stopped yourself from doing something because you were worried about what other people might think? Maybe it was pursuing a business decision, or maybe even a goal, or just speaking up in front of a meeting. Now, if you're honest, completely honest, you've been there. We all have. The conundrum that we often find ourselves in is you want to put yourself out there, but the fear of judgment, of rejection, of criticism, it holds you back. And let's be honest, all that really stems down to it's because you care what other people think. And that's exhausting. But it's also completely normal. So there was a time when I had this worry of other people's opinions, and I had it really bad. I used to perform a lot on cruise ships as a guest entertainer, and every single show I was really worried about messing up. What if they catch me out? What if they don't like me? What if I tell a joke and they don't laugh? To be honest with you, the last one, I've been met with more awkward silences than I care to mention, so I'm now completely immune to that. All of these thoughts inside of my head made the pressure before a show feel really overwhelming. And then one night, it was just before I was about to step on stage, I was stood in the wings, and I had this, I suppose, a realization, maybe an epiphany, if you want to call it that. I realized that me being out on stage, me doing my show, it wasn't ever about me. It was always about them. It was always about the audience. Me being on stage was about creating an experience for everybody in that room. And the moment that I shifted my focus from perfection to connection, everything suddenly changed. And that's what I want to share with you today. I want to share with you how to shift your focus from stopping caring so much about other people's opinions and start living what I like to think of a life less ordinary. Caring what other people think is completely natural. It's wired into us. And that's because at one point in human history, being rejected by the group was a literal life or death situation. But now, that same programming is holding you back from reaching your full potential. So how do you stop caring so much about what other people think? Let's start with one simple but powerful mindset shift. It's not about rejecting all opinions, it's about choosing whose opinions actually matter. So a great exercise is to think about and ask yourself, whose voices, whose opinions are you letting shape your decisions? Is it the people who truly care about your growth? And I'm going to share a harsh truth here with you. Those people that are really close to you, that you think are really caring about your growth, look, yes, they probably want the best for you. And they're always trying to keep you safe. But that's where the problem lies. Their opinions might be based upon a limiting belief or a worldview that they have that they're trying to impose on you that ultimately ends up holding you back. Or maybe you're being shaped by social media. Look, social media has made it really easy for us to be bombarded with opinions. In this scroll of 1 second, you could get one offhand comment or a negative remark that can stick with you for days, making you question yourself. Or maybe you're letting strangers or acquaintances dictate your actions. We can't please everyone, and honestly, we shouldn't even try. What I believe you need is an inner circle, just a handful of people whose opinions genuinely matter to you. Now, these are the people that have your best interests at heart, the ones that will give you honest feedback, even if that sometimes means being harsh, but they're being honest. But they'll also give you the support that you need to help you grow. And that's where actually you want to focus your energy, not on everybody else's opinions. And beyond that, the most important person whose opinions really should matter to you is your own opinions. Your voice has to be louder than everybody else's. Okay, so next we want to define what matters to you. What are your core values? Or as my coach likes to say, what are your freedoms? Is it growth? Is it honesty? Is it fun? When you're clear on what you stand for, what it is that you want out of life, it becomes much easier to make decisions based on those values rather than thinking about what other people might think. One exercise that I love to do is to write down my top values, the things that I want, and then I keep them visible. In fact, on the other side of this camera now, on the other side of there, I've got them written down on I've got a big post-it note piece of paper, and I've got that on the wall there behind me. So when I'm on my computer, they're constantly there. I can constantly see them. So you want to write them down, put them somewhere where you can see them. And every day you want to check in and you want to ask yourself, am I living these today? This simple practice, it helps you stay grounded, even when the world is really noisy with opinions. So I can tell you firsthand, when I moved from the UK to Australia, it was a huge leap. Now, I could have been really worried about what the people back home might have thought, whether I'd fit in this new place. But instead, I saw this big move as a chance to redefine who I wanted to be, to live a life in alignment with my values and what I wanted, to basically to live a life less ordinary. And that move, it allowed me to break free from worrying about what other people thought. And I built a life that I wanted. And you can do the same. And it's okay. You don't need to move to the other side of the world to do it either. It's just about making a choice to live your life for yourself and not for everybody else's expectations. Now, one of the most powerful ways to really stop worrying about what other people think is to have a really clear vision of the life that you want. So it's a really simple exercise you can carry out is get a really visual, very vivid image of what your perfect day would look like. Where are you? What are you doing? Who are you with? The clearer your vision, the less space there is for other people's judgments to come in. Then you just start focusing on moving towards that future, moving towards that ideal day. And other people's opinions, they're going to start to seem so much smaller in comparison. Their doubts, they won't matter because you're confident in the direction that you're heading. And finally, let's talk about the validation game. Social media has made it so easy to get hooked on the opinions of people that we don't even know. But the more that you rely on external validation, the more that you are teaching, or a more powerful word to use here would be programming, because you are literally programming your brain to care what other people think. And the solution to this is take a break from the constant feedback loop. Maybe you need to delete an app, turn off notifications, or you could just simply set yourself very clear boundaries and stick to them. Every time that you are doing this, you are reminding yourself, you're programming yourself that you get to decide how you feel, not somebody else's like or somebody else's comment. Now, this entire video, I'm going to summarize into a single line. If you are looking to strangers for validation, you are letting people that you don't know decide the quality of your life. And I hope in hearing that, you realize just how ridiculous that is. So if this video has resonated with you, please share it with someone who you think needs to hear this. And if you'd like access to some really cool free training to help you feel more confident in social situations, then check out the link. It's either in the description below or you can check it out in the bio. But I'll see you in the next video.